So arranging, what does that exactly mean to you? You know, I mean, I have my perspective on it, but I would, and for the people that might not know what arranging is, how does that typically work? You know, and what that means from gig to gig. So working with the sing off versus working with like the pitch perfect or all these different things that you've done. You know, like that. Like, what is arranging? What you pitch perfect or the sing off hires you and says, okay, you're going to be the arranger. What does that mean?
Yeah. I mean, it means a different thing in every situation, really. So if you're arranging for a recording, you're really producing a lot of this, you know. That's
Interest, like actually recording it, or
I mean, yeah, you're engineering, but when I say producing in the sense of a actual recording, it's you're choosing the elements that are going to be there. You're kind of envisioning this what the final mix is going to sound like, and it's kind of a different situation than if you were doing a live performance. Because in a
mm,
live performance, what I'm thinking about is the actual performance of it, and like what is the audience going to feel
mm,
when these people are on stage singing. So you know, arranging for the sing off, we had a very specific set of things in mind. We're trying to make the judges happy. We're trying to create great TV moments. You know, we're
mm-hmm,
also doing shortened versions of the songs. So we're trying to kind of cram as much ear candy and
mm,
you know, fun into these like 1.5 to 2.5 minutes.
yeah,
And then when you're arranging for a recording, you're trying to, you know, match the sound of that particular group. If it's a pentatonics recording, we kind of at this point have a very kind of tried and true sound. It's what we do most of the time. Um, so yeah, arranging really takes on it's for me it's realizing whatever the intended goal of this performance, recording, song in a movie, on a TV
mm,
show, commercial. I've done some of those. Whatever the goal is to best support what that is.
yeah,
So a lot of the times it can even be staying out of the way as an arranger and not over arranging and
mm.
filling it up with so many complex chords and, you know, interesting things that are really cool in one context but might be distracting in another context.
I talk about that all the time on my channel. I say that, you know, so a lot of the things that I do on the channel is they're technically considered reaction videos, but essentially, in my reactions, I'm breaking down what I hear as a musician and producer that I've been doing music for almost a decade now. Like, I've learned a lot, so I like to share what I've learned with the listeners. So one of the things I talk about a lot is a sign of an actual professional and confident musician is the ability to actually do less rather than do more, because it's knowing when to be tasteful and show your vocal ability or your guitar ability or your technical ability, as opposed to just throwing all, like vomiting all this stuff all over the place. It's overwhelming to the listener, and actually it's not as good. You know, it's fascinating. You'd
100%.
think the opposite, but it's fascinating.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Young musicians, they, you know, learn a lot of things and they want to show that they know all
yes, exactly.
and it's part of being a professional is like really reining it in and
Yes,
when to do less.
yeah, that's great. That's actually, it's so interesting.